ChatGPT 5.3 Instant. Everything you need to know. You've been using ChatGPT, and it keeps doing that thing. You ask a simple question, and it responds like you're about to have a breakdown. First of all, you're not broken. Stop, take a breath. You just wanted to know how to write a better email. OpenAI heard you. Millions of people complained, and they just dropped GPT 5.3 Instant to fix it. But there's more to this update than just the cringe factor. And if you use ChatGPT for your work, your learning, or your daily workflow, you need to know exactly what changed and what it means for you. Hey, I'm Ava. I'm an AI educator, and I help people like you learn how to actually use these tools effectively. Not just what's new, but how it changes the way you work. If that's useful to you, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Let's start with the big picture. What even is GPT 5.3 Instant? So OpenAI has a tiered model system inside ChatGPT. You've got the instant models, which are the ones that handle most of your everyday conversations. They're built for speed. They prioritize quick responses. They're what you're talking to by default when you open ChatGPT and just start typing. Then you've got the thinking and pro modes, which are the deeper reasoning models. Those kick in when you need something more complex. GPT 5.3 Instant is the latest version of that everyday frontline model, the one you're using most, the one that powers the majority of your chats. And it just got a significant upgrade. OpenAI released it on March 3rd, 2026. It's already live. It's free to everyone. You don't need to do anything to get it. If you open ChatGPT right now, you're already using it. And if you use the API, it's available as GPT 5.3 Chat Latest. Now, let's get into the actual changes, because there are 4 big ones worth knowing about. The first is the tone fix. This is the one everyone's been waiting for. GPT 5.2 Instant, the previous version, had a tone problem. A real one. It would assume you were stressed. It would throw in emotional check-ins when you didn't ask for them. It was patronizing. People felt like the AI thought they couldn't handle a direct answer. Some got so frustrated they canceled their subscriptions, and OpenAI themselves acknowledged it using the word cringe in their official announcement. They literally said, "We heard your feedback loud and clear, and 5.3 Instant reduces the cringe." GPT 5.3 Instant cuts that out. The model now has a more natural, focused conversational style. It answers your question. It doesn't assume your emotional state. It doesn't moralize at you before giving you the information you asked for. This sounds small, but if you use ChatGPT for hours a day, that friction compounds. That friction slows you down. Removing it is actually a meaningful workflow improvement. The second change is fewer unnecessary refusals. GPT 5.2 had a habit of refusing questions it could safely answer. You'd ask something completely reasonable, and it would respond with a wall of caveats or just decline, as if you were asking something dangerous. You weren't. GPT 5.3 Instant significantly reduces those unnecessary refusals. It's better at reading what you actually mean, understanding the subtext of a question, and when a useful answer is appropriate, it gives you one, directly, without the preamble. Now, I do want to be transparent about something here. OpenAI's own safety evaluation showed that GPT 5.3 Instant has a slight regression on some disallowed content benchmarks compared to 5.2. So they've loosened the refusal triggers, but they've acknowledged there's a trade-off to keep monitoring. I think that's worth knowing, because it tells you something about how they made these decisions. The third change is something that's going to impact how useful ChatGPT is for research, writing, and learning. It's the web search integration. The previous model had a problem with web results. When you asked it to search for something, it would often just dump a long list of links at you. Or it would pull loosely connected information and paste it together without much reasoning. It was leaning too hard on what it found online and not enough on its own knowledge and judgment. GPT 5.3 Instant fixes this. It now balances what it finds on the web with what it already knows. So instead of summarizing a search result, it contextualizes it. It surfaces the most important information up front. An actual useful answer, not a copy-paste of whatever ranked first on Google. This matters if you use ChatGPT to research topics, understand news, or learn something new. The fourth change is accuracy, and this one has actual numbers behind it. OpenAI ran 2 internal evaluations on hallucinations. For context, hallucinations are when an AI makes something up and presents it as fact. It's one of the most practical problems with using AI in real work. The first evaluation focused on high-stakes domains, specifically medicine, law, and finance. On that test, GPT 5.3 Instant reduced hallucination rates by 26.8% when using web search and by 19.7% when relying on its own internal knowledge, compared to previous models. The second evaluation used real user-flagged conversations, actual cases where people had reported ChatGPT giving them wrong information. On those, hallucinations dropped by 22.5% with web access and 9.6% without it. These are OpenAI's own internal numbers, so take them with that context. But the direction is clear. The model is getting more factually reliable. And for anyone using ChatGPT to learn something new, to draft research, to build workflows, or to get help with work that matters, that accuracy improvement is worth a lot. I want to pause here for a second because when I first started building AI into my work, I was genuinely lost. I knew these tools were powerful, but figuring out which ones were worth my time, how to actually use them, what workflows made sense, it was overwhelming. That's when I found a community called AI Profit Boardroom. It's got over 2,000 members, all focused on learning AI together and sharing what actually works, not theory. Real use cases, real implementations, people sharing what's saving them time versus what's a waste of effort. It taught me how to think about these tools more strategically. If you're serious about building real skills with AI and using it in your work, check it out. Link in the description. Now let's talk about the writing improvements. This one doesn't get as much attention, but it's genuinely useful. GPT 5.3 Instant is a better writing partner than its predecessor. OpenAI says it's improved at helping you produce more resonant, imaginative, and immersive prose. That applies whether you're drafting creative fiction, writing business content, working through a technical document, or just trying to get an email to sound like a human wrote it. The key improvement here is naturalness. The model produces cleaner, more expressive writing while still being clear and functional. If writing is a significant part of your workflow, you'll likely notice this. There's one more thing I want to cover that most people aren't talking about yet, and this is the part that should have your attention. OpenAI has already teased what's next. The day GPT 5.3 Instant dropped, OpenAI posted on X with the message, 5.4 sooner than you think. That's not an accident. That's a signal. If you look at the pattern, GPT 5.1, 5.2, 5.3, all within months. The iteration cycle is accelerating. That means the gap between what you know and what's possible is always closing faster than expected. If you're not actively keeping up with these updates, you're always working with tools that are already behind what's available. This isn't about hype. It's about staying current with skills that are changing faster than most. Also worth knowing, the Thinking and Pro model updates are coming soon too, so this is just the first wave of improvements in this cycle. And there's another practical note, GPT 5.2. Instant isn't disappearing overnight. If you're a paid user, it's staying in the legacy models section of the model picker for 3 months, until June 3rd, 2026. After that, it's gone. So if there's something you relied on with 5.2, now you know the window. So to quickly recap, better tone, fewer refusals, smarter web search, improved accuracy, and better writing. All live now, free and paid. Just open ChatGPT and you've already got it. If you're looking to go deeper on how to actually use these tools effectively in your work, I recommend AI Profit Boardroom. Over 2,000 people learning how to use AI in practical ways. Everyone shares real experiences. What's working, what's not, which tools are worth your time, which ones to skip. No hype, just solid, practical guidance from people doing the work. It's helped me stay current on updates like this one and figure out how to actually apply them. Link in the description if you want to check it out. And if you want the full process, step-by-step frameworks, and over 100 AI use cases you can implement in your work, join the AI Success Lab. You'll get all the video notes in there, plus access to a community of 58,000 members who are building real skills with AI every day. Links are in the comments and the description. If this video helped you, hit subscribe, because there's a lot more coming. And if GPT 5.4 drops as fast as OpenAI is hinting, you're going to want to hear about it the moment it does. I'll see you in the next one.